This video is not made for kids. This is not a kid-friendly video. There is adult language in this video, as well as it relates to war. Okay, death, blood, all that it deals with. So again, this is for adult collectors only. Okay, so I am here outside because I figured why not try and make it like I used to make my original videos. So what we are looking at here is one of the most mass-produced toy tanks of all time, which is the M48 Patton tank, made by Process Plastics, Timmy Toys. So, with that being said, let's move this out of the way. And let's look at this right here. The actual video of what we are going to be talking about today. Now, a lot of you guys have been telling me that you miss the tank reviews, that you want me to make more tank reviews. So again, 1/18 scale, Vietnam, the Ultimate Soldier, which is again the 21st century toys, M48 main battle tank. Okay, so yes, the box is empty. I did buy it in the box, mint condition. The box obviously seen better days, but the tank itself is mint condition. So I just want to show the box before we look at anything else. So as you can see right here, 21st century toys, Vietnam ribbon, as in the green, yellow, red, yellow. I'm gonna try my best. As you guys know, I talk way too much and I go way into much detail. So we're just gonna keep this simple as I can keep it, and you're gonna see right here how much this tank was when it came out at Toys R Us. $70.70. So again, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this tank came out back in 2001, give or take. I could be wrong on that by a few years. Let's find out. Well, I'm gonna still say 2001, 2002, the early 2000s. Ah, there it is right here. 2000, right there. Okay, so now that we saw the box, let's move the box aside and let's focus in on the actual tank itself. Now, before we actually look at the tank, I want to show in size comparison. So there is a 1985 Sears exclusive Crimson Attack tank, a Mauler, Walking Bulldog, Sherman, Tiger 1, M48, Type 98 Chinese, and M1A1 Abrams, maybe A2, depending. Okay, let's get this bad boy up in the table here. Oh my god. Hell yes. Look at that. Damn, that looks good. So this was one of my all-time favorite tanks. I could never buy it at the store because it was never at the store, and the one that was at the store, somebody really did a number on the plastic and stole part of the track, broke one of the wheels, and took all the little accessories and the figure. And I wasn't gonna pay, even honestly, I was not even gonna pay. I think it was like $30 marked down, because again, it was all broken and missing parts. And I was like, yeah, no, it's cool. I don't need it that bad. So this time at a antique show, boom, there you go. I found it. And I couldn't buy it fast enough. The guy just sold it real cheap. At least what I call real cheap, right? I mean, compared to other ones that you do see online selling for, I don't know, like $400, $500, $300, he sold it to me for $100. Again, in the box, $100 in the box. That's freaking amazing. Oh man. So let's look at this pretty damn close, or at least closer. And I do apologize for the dogs barking in the background, but this tank right here has a very rich history. Very rich history. There's so much to talk about with this video, with this tank right here. I'm not going to get into it because, again, if I was going to get into it with all the little modifications, all the little all the little details about versus the prototype versus the A1 versus A2, 3, 4, 5, all this, we would be here for about 2 hours. Okay, so this video is mainly to talk about this model battle tank, and again, maybe a little bit going into these other ones over here. But again, strictly for this tank right here. Now again, this tank did come with a 90mm gun, and it did have a cast hull. It was used primarily only by the United States Marine Corps in the Vietnam War. Okay, now this tank has seen other wars under its belt, and as in, maybe not by the U.S., but by any other countries around the world. And yes, basically the U.S. allies would buy the tanks, we would ship them to them, they would do upgrades to them, and there you go. Now the thing with this tank right here, this particular model right here, you push it and look at that. You don't need to push down and roll it. No, you just push the tank and the tracks move. Let's turn it around. And this is 100% complete. It's never been out of the box until I bought it. And again, just an amazing tank. I've seen some people make these into 1/18 scale tanks. I'm sorry, it's because I'm looking to see that there was a dog about to attack a cat. A cat. If I can talk right, the cat's going over there. Anyway, so yeah, these, like, I've seen people customize these 1/18 scale tanks into remote control tanks, and that looks amazing, and I honestly want to give it a try. But I don't know, I don't want to mess this up the way it is here. It could only get better if you, again, make it into a remote control. But Nah, it's cool. Like just the way it is here. Maybe in the future I will want to do that later. But right now, this is as good as it gets for me. Again, this would have to be one of my top 5 of all-time favorite battle tanks ever made of the entire world. One of the top 5. So this one here would have to be like an what is it, M48 A5, maybe A4, A3. I would have to say like A4, A5. The reason for this is because of the details that you see around and the cupola right here. The early versions of this tank, the real life tanks, they did not have this cupola right here. They were flat. Well, later on they're like, you know, it's better if we are covered and we can shoot the enemy while we are protected behind, you know, casting or behind some type of steel versus them standing outside shooting like this. Okay, so anyway, they did that. They added that. Some of the ones that were in Vietnam, they were shipped the cupola. They took off the flat ones and they put these on in the field. Okay, so that's like that. The Canon Connector here, the how do you call it, this Canon storage for safety purposes. When they're moving the tanks around, they would have the things right there, which I will demonstrate. Just like that. In case you guys want to know, this light right here does not turn on. There's no on and off switch. There's no light bulb in there. It's just for show. Yes, you can make it custom and you can have it actually turn on like a flashlight. I have also seen people do that before, and it's just killer. It's just awesome. So this does come off. You can pull this off. Right now it's a little hard in there. It's a little tight in there. I'm not gonna take it off on camera because, well, I'm not going to. But again, if you want to see how this works, you have a little latch right here. You pull and lift up. This comes up. Then you can move it, closes, and you can either have it this way or flat on its back like that. Okay, so again, just an amazing tank. So much to talk about. I'm gonna try my best to bite my tongue. I'll put links in the bottom of this video in the description. If you really want to learn more about the history of the tank, you can go to those links and check it out. Okay, now let me move the turret around. Let me open up one of the hatches. Let me pull out the soldier. Okay, so there's the 1/18 scale soldier. And again, I have not even taken the cardboard off of him. And there's his dog tags, there's his peace symbol, obviously like from Full Metal Jacket. His how do you call it? His controls. His headset for the controls to make sure that he's hearing the driver, the gunner, all that. Vietnam jungle boots, which are one of my all-time favorite boots. Have him standing next to the tank. You can see how tall that tank is in real life. It's a very tall, massive tank. Okay, let's look on the inside here. Let's move this guy. You can see right down in there. You can see this guy right there. Have him in there. G.I. Joe. I believe his name is Grand Slam. Have him in there. And then over here, we have the driver's seat. So you can fit a figure in there, but I would not recommend it. But if you really want to check out to see how it would look, let's see over here. Let's get Grand Slam out of there. Okay, so let's try and focus in here. So you can see that this is not a reproduction. This is the real guy from 1982, made in Hong Kong. Okay, let's put him in there. And that's all about it for this guy here. But let me try and lift up his hands, his arms really. And there you go. Now, how would it look with the turret facing outward? You can do it, but it won't look that great. And again, one of the design features of this tank in real life, you can't really drive the tank like that. I mean, you could, but it's not a good idea. This is an amazing, beautiful model of the M48 Patton tank. One of my top 5 favorite tanks ever made. Ever. Okay, so that is about it for this video. At least I hope so. So I hope you enjoyed checking this model out, looking at all the little hatches and all this. The machine guns, let's look at that pretty closely. You can see how awesome that is. You have the sights right here. Now normally they would say, well, that's it. Let's see, one of them. One of these are sights. So one of them is a machine gun, like a 50 cal. The other one is a sight picture. And usually, honestly, if you're in the heat of a battle, World War II, a lot of men have done this before, where they just open the breech, they stare down the barrel, and okay, it's gonna hit this, okay, let's just do it. And instead of aiming the correct way, they just look down the barrel and shoot. But again, these are for sights. These are for I forgot how you call them. Basically what it's trying to do here is it's triangulating how far the target is, so that you get the round, the heavy round. You have to pick up the gun to get it right on point. Okay, so basically that's what those are for. So again, an amazing tank. Just gorgeous, man. God dang. God dang. Beautiful. The turret does not come off like the Walker Bulldog and the Tiger tank. The Sherman tank, I don't believe it does either. The Chinese doesn't, and the Abrams does not. So it's not unheard of that 21st century toys, you cannot pull off the turret. But it's just like this one does, that one doesn't. So nothing to be concerned about, or like let's say you have one and you're like, oh crap, mine doesn't come off. What's going on? Is mine broken or something like this? No, not at all. It's just that this one did not come that way. So putting the figure back on the tank. Just like this. And again, just awesome. So again, one of the most produced plastic tanks just about ever is this one right here, and it's based on this tank right here. So an amazing tank, beautiful tank, so much history to talk about, so much stuff to get into it. And again, it's already 22 minutes and I was just showing you the actual tank and all this really good stuff about it. So if you really want to check out these other tanks, I don't know if I have time to do this or not. Let's try my best, or I'll try my best. Let's see, where can I put you guys? Okay, so there we go. And the last one, which would be the Abrams. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I really wanted to at least try to make it very good for this video. I guess that's about it, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.